Alright, I think I nudged the mic there, so apologies if it made a noise. We're not quite ready, because we don't have the manpower back. But, went ahead and hired a bunch of mercenaries, like 300k-ish. Can easily afford that because we're fucking filthy rich. And we're moving our troops over to the east via this boat. Bit of attrition suffered along the way, but that's okay because mercenaries. But the reason I'm doing this is Macedon has declared war on Phrygia again. I think. Oh, Egypt did. Egypt wants to show superiority for some reason. I don't really know why, but this has caused them to be at war with Phrygia and a bunch of probably other small nations. I don't even know where Sidon is. Or Sidon? Sidon? I don't know where that is. I don't know where... No, that's up there, up next to Thrace. This is somewhere. Again. I don't really know. Oh, there it is. It's in the middle. Little tiny place of Gittia. That's the little pink place. Most of these are going to be small. Sarmatia's up in the northeast up there. You can see it glowing. And the Geshian revolt is over there, apparently. But mainly they're at war with Phrygia. Now, Phrygia is also at war with Egypt, and that is a war they cannot win. But this will mean it's pushing both of their militaries over there. So I'm going to shuffle my military across the water here. We can probably just go ahead and declare war. So that'll bring the Seleucid Empire in. I don't really care. Now our goal is to take Achaia? Greece, the rest of Greece down here. So we're going to leave it where it is, but we have a war goal on everything, so. Seleucid becomes the war leader. I'll set you guys to auto because you're already across the water. You can not go back across the boat, you fucking idiot. I don't know why you think that would even be an option. Truly. Not sure why you think that would be an option. Gets down that way. I set you to auto. You try to leave. Try to go back that way. They're just trying to sit in capitals for some reason, so we'll just manually set them up to go siege some stuff real quick. They're probably doing that because of the castles. I don't know. The AI is a bit stupid. It's okay. Once these guys get over here, we're going to move the boats anyway, so they're not going to have the option of going back across the water. They have the option of sitting there being useless still, which they will probably take that option. Because I hate them. You guys go to auto, you guys go to auto, and you guys go to auto. What are you? Oh, you hired some mercenaries. Be expected of a coward such as yourself. You could hire more mercenaries. Those are so cheap, though. Garbage mercenaries. Okay. They should be dispersing, spreading out, sieging stuff. I set you to auto, you should now march in, yes. Castle is no longer a thing. I was running unrest thing because we had an unrest issue, but I think we're gonna go national manpower. Bump our monthly gain of manpower up a bit. Again, some of these armies are mercenary. All losses will not be directly affecting our manpower, so. All of my armies have dudes? They do, okay. As long as we all have leaders, then we're good. We've won the siege, set you to auto. We're gonna do something, probably waiting on this castle. I'll run with the assumption that he's waiting on that castle. Also run with the assumption that they will move once they're morale is up. It will. Slightly. They won't move where I want them to, so let's move them down here and get them across on boats. Need the siege to finish. There he goes. We got defeated. The siege is won, though. We lost here because their whole fucking military showed up. I'll be honest and say I wasn't entirely expecting that to occur. Retreat delay. I've never managed to get retreat to function properly, but perhaps the AI uses it. I don't know. We shouldn't have to worry about things sneaking past us. Because they should, if they use boats, drop troops off up here. That's what we're fighting over, and that's where all the fighting is currently happening. Yeah, we won that handily that time. This one, not so handily, but we should still win it. I need you guys to go that way. That's my bad. That was me bad. You guys go back to auto in case you see any boats that I don't see because I'm not paying attention. Alright. So it's 1,000 cohorts and 470 boats versus 490, 50, 616, 106. So of course Egypt won't have all of its troops here. That's not quite relevant, but still. What happened here? Why were you even that far over there? Need you idiots down here to finish sieging things. And also catch that army, that'd be nice. A lot of them are running around chasing that army that they can't catch up to and kill. Unless they do it here. There we go. That'll clean up the south. You got defeated. We'll win that fight. Morale is so low on these fucking armies. A mercenary army? Or is that mine? It's mercenaries. What am I saying? Of course it's mercenaries. You wouldn't catch Roman armies with that kind of lackluster morale. By the way, the game's gonna end soon. So I'm pushing this earlier than I want to, really. But the game will end. We're not going to form the entirety of Egypt, or Rome, not Egypt. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how possible it is to form the big Rome, because I'm pretty sure, at least I think, that that should be a much later year than the game ends at. And if I recall from an earlier playthrough, it doesn't let you continue playing, it just puts you in observer mode. Of course I could then, you know, use the console to take control of Rome and continue playing like that, but I wonder how many extra hidden decisions, like these local capitals, that exist for Rome. Perhaps there's even a Form the Roman Empire one that I'm not going to see here. Victorious, commander captured. Our commander was captured, I think. We still have leaders on all of our armies, so I don't know. We definitely have someone captured, though. Might still be the same dude from before. So you'll capture that. That's the whole war goal, so that'll take us up. Just about cleaned up all of the south side of this war. We took their capital, so they're not going to be very happy with any of this. Siege ability, sure. This is any more forts to siege. I don't think there are. Oh, there are up there. That's all as those up there, but I'm glad Phrygia still owns that. Our boats are on the move. What are you guys up to? Probably Egypt, yep. Oh, there they are. See, this is the thing that the AI does. They usually end up having a bunch of these small navies that can't transport enough troops to matter. And I'm also crushing them anyway, so it doesn't matter. So Egypt's army is irrelevant in this war because they can't get to us. So the only thing we have to worry about is Macedon and whatever mercenaries they get. Which, I'm filthy rich and can afford more mercenaries than they can. Take that, Egypt. I sieged your little island area. I like that Macedon took the capital or province over here and nothing else. Basically the same thing up here. An interesting choice, but we've won this war. It's just a matter of cleaning up and moving north. Getting rid of the mercenaries that they keep hiring up here. Which is rather annoying. I could hire another 140k. I don't think we need it. We still have more men than they do. Hold the battles, etc. A small army. Like that 800 men walking around over here. 7 cohorts, that's what's left of a legion, apparently. Not much of a legion anymore there, is it? Siege is lost. Oh, you asshole. Oh right, we're at war with Thrace, I forgot. Some of my troops are gonna march that way then. Perhaps we do hire a few mercenaries then. We'll hire the mercenaries in Macedon. Just because they're closer and I don't think we need 140k, so. Lack of a governor. Clearly this man has died in the process of this war. I don't know what he was doing, but... Experience decay, pirate spawn. None of this really matters. I mean, the provincial trade routes is the big one, but I'm going to reiterate that that's an extremely tedious thing to take care of. We are victorious. Perhaps I need yet more mercenaries to finish off this war. It appears that I'm underestimating my foe. March over there while they replenish. Underestimating my foe's willingness to probably go negative on money. Yeah. Victorious. I mean, we're still winning, but there's a lot of troops up here that I wasn't expecting. Poor prisoners. One of these days I'll get ransom to ever be a thing. Like, it's not like CK2 where you just throw money at it and they're like, okay, here you go. You have to throw money at it and they also have to be willing to accept it. Which, in my experience, is never the case. We're almost entirely out of, Oh, that's why they're controlled. We're almost entirely out of legionnaires. We're just running off of mercenaries now. Which is quite the accomplishment, considering how much legionary we started this with. Thrace isn't going to be able to... Thrace has never been very strong, they've just been big. I don't know how they maintained that much land, but... Probably because they've been allied with Macedon for so long. How sad. Oh, we've got cancer. Shit. Should spread out. Like, Macedon, despite... Oh, there's 3 Thracian armies here too. I was gonna say, despite losing so many fights, still has, like, potentially more men than I do now. Until these mercenaries get over here from Rome. Victorious. I don't know what that gives. Healthy popularity. Good for you, dude. Carthage wants to trade. Ignore the fact that I took the capital city. All's well if you ignore that little tidbit there. These guys should start shuffling south to follow their armies once they get over here. Siege of something is won. Release the funds because we get some stuff and it spends money and we have too much money anyway. We actually make a disturbing amount of money. With like all of these mercenaries, we're making 348 a month. And I'm tempted to buy more mercenaries. Just go crazy on this. We have the enforced peace already, don't we? Yeah. No more mercenaries, we'll just push what we can here. Wish I knew where they got 40,000 men from. Well, mercenaries, that's where they got it from. Ask stupid questions. Alright, here we go. We're trying to push some fights down here, it looks like. 2 sieges won. Won that fight. Oh no, they reinforced. But so did we. But so did they. But we did not because we don't need to. Oh no, there they go. A bit late on the reinforced there, but... This doesn't really matter. We're not going to be able to take all of this. Our war goal's down here. So realistically, I'm just pushing for, what's it called? Willingness? War enthusiasm. Which I don't think matters, because our limitation is going to be this. Combined value of what we're asking for. So it wants me to take the capital, which doesn't make any sense, because I wouldn't be able to get to it very well. So instead, we'll just manually select that. And then probably manually select some other stuff down here, see like what we can afford. Can't afford quite that much. Take off 2 cities. And you're not quite willing to take that. It should save that piece off. Yeah. Say if it functions like older games, it should save that piece off. No need for compromise. I don't really need the national tax. I'll take the discipline. I need to siege more stuff and win more fights before they're willing to take this peace offer. Not many more. But it does have to be done. Getting down to embarrassing levels of troops for these fights here. They're going to be re-sieging Thracian stuff, which is kind of annoying, but entirely expected, so doesn't matter because we're sieging things faster than they're unsieging things, best I can tell. Where did you get 25,000 men over there? Don't know, but you lost all 25,000 of them, so haha. Alright, we're starting to run out of days here. We've got 3 legions left, one of which... Oh no, they all still have the cohorts, they just don't have any men. The rest of our legions are gone though, there's no coming back for them. For freedom, I guess. I don't know why I would want you to have freedom being Rome, built upon slaves and whatnot, but you know. We're victorious. We fought a boat battle somewhere. Probably here, considering they're in the water. Usually a requirement for fighting boats. Alright, let's see if they'll take this piece now. They will. Not. Never mind. We take it if I get rid of this one. No, but it's close. Extremely close. I don't really want to get rid of anything else. The rest of this is, you know, mostly continuous borders. I'd like to have these two. I think we'll be able to push enough victories before we're out of days. At some point I'll have to figure out what happens if I let that push all the way to the final day. But in the meantime, I have no real desire to do so. "15 more days." Oh well. We can now force peace to take it. Oh, I have the option to force peace, so it's just like the other way, where if you don't contest it for long enough, the enemy gets the option to force peace. Okay, well, I didn't mean to let it take that far, but now we know. Could have continued pushing it further in other wars as well, but of course we do have the call for peace thing is actually going to kill us at some point, but for now I will continue dumping money into it. They'll probably take the peace now. Macedon's basically out of this war. Siege lost? Oh, over here. Stuff that's getting re-sieged. Not really concerned with that right now, so. Fort defense. Doesn't help me. Blockade also doesn't help me because these guys never blockade. It used to be an option, auto blockade, I'm pretty sure. Like when the game originally released, I swear there was a blockade option on the objective, but it doesn't appear to exist anymore. Well, since I know I don't need to worry about that timer, we'll continue pushing this war as far as I can, which is probably not much further. I'm basically out of mercenaries now. Still won't take that peace, and in fact it's further away than it used to be. Because of balance. I can fix the balance. If we want to continue this war. Damn it. We will continue this war. Look, this is a problem of your own creation, Macedon. Well, not really, but you know. I could just accept the peace that I want to give to them. My gracious gift of peace. Like 130. So many mercenary armies. See, just one death, black governor, because he fucking died. This is gonna be the last war we do. There will be no war beyond this one. So, but mostly because we're out of time. I believe it ends at 7:27, if I recall correctly. So unfortunately, we won't have enough time to recover anything else. By recover, I mean claim, because Rome. All is Rome. All deserves to be Rome. Persian power folded. I have dysentery. It doesn't really matter in the slightest, but by God, I have dysentery now. Short, violent battles led by this dude. In truth, our own troops fear him almost as much as the enemy. 72. And dying, and we're afraid of this man. Tactician and victorious. He's putting work in over here. He's running out of dudes to throw into the meat grinder. He's about to lose that fight. Yeah. Unfortunate. So basically all of Macedon is now sieged, except for that one province. We're actually slowly catching up on inventions. It's surprising. Looking at you. See, the problem is we still have countries that are medium because they haven't lost anything. Like Macedon is extremely unhappy with this, which is fair enough. But because Egypt and Seleucid aren't really involved in this, they're just happy to sit here and let this tick forever. Is someone gonna siege that? Yes. Okay. I was gonna be offended. Now I could take a smaller chunk. And they would take that if I just took a smaller chunk from the peace offer. Victory! Conqueror! We have extremely scary mercenary commanders over here. If only they had the men to support their scary mercenary commanders. As a while, but you are marching over here. We are defeated. We're down to 2 legions. Plus the provincials. We don't count those. I'm assuming every province still has. Yeah. Oh, hello. You just threw 20,000 men into the water. There's a chance this man's gonna die. He didn't die, but he also didn't get brave. So. Oh, you didn't? They're gonna be able to retreat somewhere. Oh, they retreated to a territory that I own. Damn it. They shouldn't be able to do that. You should have to retreat to territory owned by you. And if there is no territory, then you stack wipe. That's how that should be. But now he's gonna wander off in this direction and bother my province. Dick. A lot of troops marching the wrong way. Well, you know, how's everyone's day? You guys having a good day? Enjoying your Monday? This is the day I've recorded this on. If you're curious. How's that peace offer looking? Still not happy with it. All of Macedon probably has we have extraordinary unrest. That's why. All of Macedon's unrest is probably crazy high. Wait, what is Macedon's? Macedon's war exhaustion is 9. So when this war ends, there's gonna be unrest everywhere. There's barbarians up there. That's rude. Macedon has acquired troops from somewhere. I don't know where these people came from, but you know. How generous. How generous of you to fund my perpetual, never-ending fucking war. I don't think I've used Sacrifice to the Gods for like a solid 5-6 hours of this playthrough. You guys want to fight him on the castle, or are you waiting for reinforcements? You're waiting for people to get here. Or they just gave up the siege anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh, that's where they're right. They have the other territory that troops could eventually come from. We are victorious. Siege 1. Barbarians defeated. You guys want to trade with me? Don't mind if we do. You guys are just sitting there doing nothing in someone else's territory for some reason. Look at how fast it goes up. Holy shit. I don't know what you guys are gaining per month, but considering it's still at 9.6, I think it's gonna go anywhere. Way to change it. 9.75. Their own citizens are also going to be trying to force them to take a peace offer, with the war exhaustion ticking up constantly. Where did 40,000 dudes come from? Like, I know you have access to mercenaries too, but where are you getting this money? You're actually just negative now. Let's hope they fall to chaos. Pretenders in Macedon can now be supported. Cool beans. You know what? Maybe we just take a smaller piece. How much shit do you want from me? There you go. Is that... That's all of the province that I want. And it's some other extra stuff that I like. I wish I could take more, but Seleucid and Egypt are making this impossible, so... All of you guys, my beautiful mercenaries, go do whatever that is. Figure out where everyone is in a moment, but now we should have... Any province city, all are true. 11 out of 12. No. Oh, you. That's... God damn it. Can I not? Do I already have a claim on that? I already have a claim on that. Now see, the problem with this is none of these mercenaries have any dudes. So the solution is to hire more mercenaries. Can't hire more mercenaries. Gotta wait a bit. There we go. Hire the big stack. We're gonna need a boat over here so we can march a dude over. The rest of you dingleberries are gonna have to figure out what you're doing with your life soon. We're just gonna be built entirely around mercenaries, you know? Theoretically, hopefully this war doesn't last very long anyway. What's a negative? What happened there? These guys should, being a keyword here, replenish their own troops over time. It's a bit slow. But they should regain power, just kind of chilling wherever they're walking to. No need for their type. In the meantime, we're going to declare war. Take Achaia, because... Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Oh, I meant the unrest. Oh. Manpower for shit for that either. Take you off of that and just march you over there and siege that automatically. This is the whole war goal, so. You guys up as independent, you'll siege that. Once you're done with that, that's the war goal taken, and then, like, I don't know what will happen at that point. And we'll just reassign you to that. Where are you going? Oh, you're marching over there. You could siege those islands, why not? What is this? Oh, roads. So you're actually still at war with Macedon. Or they just declared war again. Macedon versus Phrygia show superiority. Why does the AI like show superiority so much? Like you don't get anything out of that. Is my whole navy? For some reason my whole navy's standing. They do whatever they want. So I only want this. And we need at least 10 war score to even attempt a peace. Means we have to wait for that to pick up or fight something, but they're not going to be able to get to me, and I'm not going to be able to get to them. Where the hell is Halicarnassus, and why is that sieged by it? You're down there. How did you siege this? How do you still have 203 cohorts and 36,000 manpower, and also positive income? The game shall be held. Sorry. Like, I have crazy positive income, but I'm also filthy rich. We're just Like, did Rome do this historically? Did they use a lot of mercenaries? I think they did, but I can't recall to be certain. Need a boat in order to get over here. Unfortunately means getting on the boat. Back to sieging. Do whatever you want. Oh, okay, I'll tell you to manually do whatever you want then. What is this pathing you've decided on? Okay, there you go. Strange pathing they've decided to take there, but that's okay. Sure, pirate spawn chance. I don't think we have a pirate spawn chance anyway. Yeah, 0%. Oh, we have 10 war score. You will take that. You will quickly take that, actually. What about, like, if I just grab some islands? I don't really want these islands, but, you know. They're islands, I suppose, that I can't get to because fucking Macedon and all of them decided to not let me have the peace treaty that I want. Somebody has died. There you go. You can take that island too. Hell yeah. You don't want to give me anything else? Okay. Or Romans. Don't know what to do with you. You're just kind of stuck over there now. Okay, so we should be able to do the decision now. Corinth is local capital. Add some pops, we lose some money. I don't know even where Corinth is, but... Our wars in Greece have exacted a heavy toll. So we did a thing. Really, that just added 8 pop of our type. I think it's talking about this. Yeah, Corinthus, I guess. Yeah. That's all it did. It just added 8 Romans. Well, you know. Are you unhappy? Oh, war exhaustion, right? There you go. We're just gonna sit on 1 billion mercenaries. That's how we win. But that's the last war. So at this point, it's just gonna be me running the clock down until the game is over. I guess I could go to war with Carthage again, but we're really pushing the wars a little hard here. Having said that, our aggressive expansion is still really low. No, that's the last war, so I'll just push it till the end of the timeline, which I believe is 727. We'll use that to build up happiness, hopefully, in our population, so we can bump the score up and see what we get to. So, I'll be back. Every time I go to war at this point, I appear to acquire hundreds and hundreds of slaves. I don't know where they come from, but there's a lot of them. So even over here, we've dumped 123, 77, 84, 109. We've dumped like hundreds of slaves into little provincial capitals and stuff, and Rome is up to 758 of them now. I don't... Like, are we getting them from the mercenaries we're hiring, or from the enemy mercenaries that we're fighting? We're getting them from off of there? Just the sieges? That seems like a lot from sieges. I don't know, but got a lot of pop, and Rome is up to 91 possible buildings, and I'm, you know, granaries. I like granaries. Don't look at me. But because there's so many people here, they're basically permanently starving. They're very unhappy about it. But we're up to 4.5% population growth from granaries, which is half of the negative from the city population now. That is a lot. Rome loses 4 stability. Reduces that value to 0. I don't think I can do much of anything on the decisions front. Really, the only thing I'd like to try is the dictatorship, but getting populace to 80 and then having 20 tyranny is apparently impossible. I can do that. I can get them to 50, but they'll just start dropping back down, so... who knows? Anyway, back to waiting. Alright, here's the final state of the world. We just kind of chilled with our mercenaries. Could have fought another war, probably with Carthage. They're still allied, well, they're guaranteed by Egypt now. Egypt apparently, in the process of sucking things up, has grown. Let's, for the sake of aesthetics, turn that on. Egypt splooged into Phrygia. Macedon has a revolt entirely caused by me. Well, me sieging all their stuff for so long caused the revolt to eventually trigger. Seleucid, huge, actually bigger than when it started. Maria's smaller than when it started. I think the new Egyptian power is this guy down here. About the same population. Kush, basically non-existent down there. They've been getting squished from both sides. They haven't done anything the whole game. So Phrygia's done for, I think. But so might Macedon? I don't know. Carthage is still chilling. They're apparently losing a war with a city-state. Oh, they have two cities. Never mind. It's not a city-state if it has two. Don't be silly. Apart from that, why are those not colonized? What happened there? Was that me? Those never been colonized? I don't know. Don't worry about those. Adalticia, whatever this is. It grew yet more. It would eventually, give it enough time, probably try to form Gaul. You'd have to fight me for it. But, Brigantia, sorry, owns everything up here, but they never formed Britannia. I would say it's potentially because this, maybe tributaries don't count. They're at war with someone. Oh, they're at war over there. They're going for the mainland. Proud of them. And population-wise, Rome has the population. And by golly, it has a lot of it. So, I'll show you Rome itself right there. 732 slaves. They're still starving, but not by much. They're out of buildings that they can build, and they're actually losing buildings as people die off from starvation, but you could move people away from that and eventually stabilize and start growing again, which is astonishing. So apart from that, there's really not a whole lot. No one likes us. It's about par for the course. No unrest. Diplomacy, we're trading with everyone. It's about par for the course in this game. And we have trade routes. I forgot about that. Never did get those. But yeah, there's all of our forts spread around relatively evenly. Except for over here. I built a bunch of forts to try and blockade that in case something went wrong with Carthage. Culture looks like this. Rome sort of spread a little bit, and the more astute among you might notice something. Rome is not Roman culture. It's actually Carthaginian. So there's so many Carthaginian slaves, I guess, that's the dominant culture. Religion-wise, it's still Hellenic, though, so we got that going for us. We spread it a bit over here, bearing in mind how long we've owned this, and it still looks like that over there, so it's sloppy. I think there is mostly all to show off. I can show you how much of an impact... Well, I honestly don't know how much of an impact the granaries had, but I can show you a comparison. We have roughly the same cities. We have a few more. Roughly the same cities as Seleucid Empire over here. We have 6,300 more pop. That's a lot more pop. We also make a lot more money than I'm pretty sure anyone else in the world. Like we're making 430 and 548. I think closest is Egypt with 302 and 340. And Egypt is always an economic powerhouse, so we're making a lot of money. We have 505 army maintenance. It's like quintuple anyone else's army maintenance because we're sitting on mercenaries and nothing else, but you know, details. We have more boats. We have more military. We could have way more cohorts, like 3,000 cohorts if it wasn't mercenaries. It's crazy. So yeah, there you go. There is our Roman playthrough. It should end momentarily. Whenever it finishes auto-saving, this should be the end. Oh no, apparently not. Does it end at the end of this year? The middle of this year? Oh, there it goes. The Roman people would be lauded by the gods themselves. There you go. GG. We certainly could have pushed it bigger if we just went crazy hard, but I played a little calm. It took us that many years just to get our manpower back, so realistically, waiting for manpower and rebuilding our armies, I don't think we could have had another war without just using mercenaries alone. But yeah, there you go. It's the end of the Roman playthrough. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my rambling about nonsense and terrible gameplay, probably, because I'm not very good at games, but thanks for hanging out. See you next time.